So hi everyone, I'm Maxime, I'm pastry chef at Signiel Hotel Seoul, so located in Lotte Tower, and I'm here in Korea since already 4 years now almost. So I was in Shanghai before arriving in Korea. Then I got the opportunity to come in Seoul, which one I think is like a huge business city, especially in my area, making pastry in a hotel. You have so many Korean learning pastry in France, in the school like Cordon Bleu, Ferrandi, or many famous schools we have in Paris. And they are now opening many shops here in the center of Seoul or outside. So I think many Koreans are interested about food, and it's also a good opportunity for us to be here and to show what we have in Europe for culinary part. Then besides it, I think Korea is a great country. You have so many places, so many food, also culture, so many history. I mean here for the restaurant we are doing French food, but also using a lot of local Korean ingredients like soju or halabon, which one is a orange lemon fruit, also yuza and omija. So for all people who would like to open a business in Seoul, from my point of view, what I learned here, I feel in the restaurant and business of food area in Korea, you have a huge competition. You have so many pastries and restaurants open in Seoul since a few years, especially Western fusion food. So they have a kind of nice concept actually with a Korean fusion, and they use like a Western style of cooking. But everybody is running for quality, everybody is running for Michelin. They try to do high quality of dessert, like if I can say like jewelry shop. If you want to be different, if you don't want to have a nice concept, it's quite difficult because you have so many people already. So I think Korea is like working with a mood. You have some people, they do cannoli. For us, cannoli in France is something we have already 100 years ago. But I remember here they had a cannoli and everybody was doing line during hours to buy a cannoli in the shop. And after a few months, nobody go again. And the shop I think was closing a few months later. So it's working like this. You need to be always on the mood. You need to be always creative, and I think the marketing also is quite important here. People need to know where you are, what you are doing, and the photo you are taking, the work you are doing. So you need to be always looking for your customer, what they want, and especially you have also a good amount of young people here in some area like Tuksom, I think Songsu, which one is an area moving a lot with so many cafes, so you need to be ready to attract these people.
안녕하세요. 저는 우사입니다. Hello, I am Usai. I am 26 years old and I am currently working for Sanofi Aventis Korea as a financial planning analyst. My experience in Korea started in 2016 as an exchange student in Ewha Women's University. After that, in 2018, I got my master's degree in accounting, control and audit. I then applied for a VIE in internal control, for which I got accepted in Sanofi Aventis Korea. What I like the most about working in Korea is that I developed my ability to adapt easily. I learned a lot about myself. Also, with the abroad vision that I am bringing, I got many responsibilities and challenges given to me. Furthermore, I learned a lot about the way of working, and my colleagues are always kind to me. I also think that this is easy to create a network in Korea with the French people that are sharing the same experience as me. On the personal side, I really enjoyed the life in Korea. Korea is one of the safest countries. There is many places to discover, such as coffee shop, noraebang, which are the karaoke's, palaces, and most importantly, the food. You will never be bored in Korea. Finally, I think that this is easy to think that this experience can never happen to us. But I met people with different backgrounds working in Korea. I myself come from a tough neighborhood. My advice for anyone that is interested in coming working in Korea will be to go for it. Don't be afraid and keep an open mind. 감사합니다.
Hello, my name is Alexander Capitini. I'm 22 years old and I arrived in Korea last June. I finished in May my first year of postgraduate studies in public policy in Sciences Po Paris, and I decided to do a gap year. Being really interested in international relations and in South Korean culture, history and gastronomy, I was selected for a 6-month internship at the diplomatic chancellery of the French embassy in Seoul, which is, according to me, a really good opportunity. Working at the French embassy gives me the possibility to assist to international and local conferences on political, economic and cultural issues, and to meet with experienced professionals from really different backgrounds. My first 2 months spent in Seoul were really beneficial to me, bringing me to discover a rich culture really different from mine, and therefore to develop my social skills and my open-mindedness. And I still have 4 months left to spend in Korea, and therefore to enrich my experience professionally and personally. And living in South Korea also helps me to realize to which extent learning foreign languages is really important for opening yourself to the wider world, and therefore I really recommend to French people who seek to go to Korea to learn English and also at least to have some basic knowledges on Korean. Finally, South Korea is a really modern, well-developed and dynamic country rich in opportunities. Life here is really pleasant and safe, and Seoul is not really far away from big cities as Beijing, Shanghai, Tokyo and Osaka, which is really good for traveling, professional and personal traveling opportunities. I thank you for listening to me. 감사합니다. 안녕히 계세요.